Hello, and welcome to a little video about the end behavior of exponential and logarithmic functions. All right, let's get started with a logarithm. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the left arm and the right arm of our graph. So we're going to be looking at the behavior of the x's and y's on both arms. All right, let's check it out. Let's start with the left. On the left, I'm just going to go ahead and just start right here and start going to the left. My x's don't go past -8. That's as far left as my finger goes. So -8 for my x's. On the left-hand side, too, I want to see the behavior of my y's. So I'm going to trace the same way, but now I'm going to be thinking of it in terms of up and down. So I'm tracing this side, and my finger is going upwards. So y approaches positive infinity. Whoa, that's ugly, but it approaches positive infinity. Let's take a look at the right-hand side. All right, on the right, let's use a different color. Let's use blue. Okay, I'm just going to start tracing my finger from where I guess the middle-ish, and tracing it to the right. And it looks like my finger is just going right and going right and going right. So x is approaching positive infinity because there are positive numbers on the x's on the right-hand side. Now I'm going to trace that same right arm, but I'm going to be thinking about it in terms of going up and down. All right, so I'm going this way on the arm, but my finger is going down slowly, but it's going down. So my y's here are approaching, whoops, my bad, negative infinity. Let's try another one. Here's another logarithmic graph, and we're going to be looking at the left and right arms, and we're going to see the behavior of our x's and y's on those arms. Okay, let's check it out. Left arm. I'm going to start right here, and I'm tracing my finger, and it doesn't look like I go any more left than 0. So x's, only goes far left as 0. All right, how about the y's? Okay, I'm going to trace again, and this time I'm thinking of it in terms of going up and down. And it looks like my y's are going up, so positive infinity. And they're not stopping anywhere, they're just going up for forever. Let's take a look at the right-hand side of our graph. I'm going to start tracing it going to the right and see how my finger does. It looks like my finger can just keep going to the right without stopping, which means x is approaching positive infinity. All right, I'm going to trace that right arm again, but I'm going to think about it as going up or down. So here my finger looks like it's going downwards. So slowly, very slowly. But you can see the sloping of it going down. My y's are approaching negative infinity, because when we go down on our graph, our y's get smaller. Okay. Let's try some exponentials. All right, so here's an exponential one, and we're still going to be looking at their arms. We're going to look at the left arm and see what the x's and y's are doing. We'll look at the right arm to see what the x's and y's are doing. Okay, so the left arm is right here. And as I'm going to the left, it looks like I'm slowly going more left, very slowly, but I'm still going left continuously. So my x's are approaching negative infinity because that's what exists on the left. My x's get smaller on the left. Let's see what happens to our y's. I'm again tracing my left arm and seeing what happens going up and down. As I'm tracing my left arm, my finger is going downwards, so my y's are approaching negative infinity because when we go down on the y-axis, we get negative numbers. Let's try the right arm. Okay, I'm going to trace this right arm, and I'm going to think about it in terms of going right and left. As I'm tracing the right arm, it looks like I can keep going to the right without stopping. So my x's are approaching positive infinity because that's what exists on the right-hand side of the x's, positive numbers. Okay, now let's trace the right arm, but think of it in terms of going up and down. So as I trace the right arm, I'm going up a little bit, but then I flatten out at 3, and I never go past 3. So my y's only go up to 3. They approach 3 and never go beyond that. Let's try another exponential. Ooh, 2 to the x, our most common great one. Yes, yes. We are still looking at the left and right arms, and we want to see what is happening to our x's. What's happening to our y's, whoops, on our arms, on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. All right, let's start with the left arm. I'm going to trace the left arm, and I'm going to think about it as in terms of going left and right. As I trace my arm to the left, I keep going to the left. Nothing seems to stop me. So my x's, as I go to the left, approach negative infinity. Because that's what happens with x's. As you can see, the numbers get more negative. It's kind of an ugly infinity, but I think I'll leave it. I'm fine with it. All right. Now I'm going to look at the left arm, but think about it in terms of going up and down. As I'm tracing the left arm, I'm flattening out right here. I know my drawing isn't flattening out, but I'm never going past 0 on the y's. I just, as I keep going left to infinity with the x's, my y's never drop below 0. Now let's check out the right arm. I'm going to trace and think of it in terms of left and right. As I trace my right arm, it looks like I'm going to the right, endlessly. Slowly, as you can see, the y's got way larger. I went from 1 to, 6 in that tracing? But they're going to the right, that's fine. So my x's are going to the right infinitely, so positive infinity. Now let's take a look at our y's. All right, as I trace my y's on my right-hand side, they're going up. Ooh, they're going up very fast, which is expected of an exponential function. And they keep going up. There is no flattening out, nothing is stopping it. So our y's on the right-hand side are approaching positive infinity. Ooh, need to try that again. I wasn't zoomed in enough for that infinity to look pretty. All right, that's pretty decent. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know or your teacher. We'd love to help you with it. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!